Alright, let's all calm down. We're not here to have fun. We're here to talk about potentially having fun while watching funny TV shows. Get your damn priorities straight. Welcome to Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about 5 awesome comedies that I love, cause why not? I was reluctant to make a list video, but this was actually something that was requested by some of you guys, and I thought this might actually be fun, so yeah. So the reason I'm not calling this video Top 5 Best Comedies Ever, bleh, which might be, like a better clickbait title, is that I think that calling one show the best is kind of ridiculous. No, I just want to be able to talk about 5 shows that might have something in common, like awesome comedies that I love, and thought you guys might like as well. Not the best comedies ever created in the history of the world and mankind ever. No, just shows that I like. This list is kind of random and has no particular order and does not include many other awesome TV comedies. Let's do this. Better Off Ted. This has to be one of my favorite comedies, and it was painfully cancelled, even though it's brilliant and hilarious. Better Off Ted follows Ted, a senior vice president of research and development at a company called Viridian Dynamics. And the company itself is actually as much of a character in the show as the other characters. Viridian Dynamics is this corporation that only cares about the bottom line and will do pretty much anything to increase productivity and save on expenses. Not very different than, any corporation. You watch Ted as he navigates his personal life and his job and the moral dilemmas of working for this evil corporation. And while this is very much a workplace comedy, it's different. It's pretty safe to say that Office Space and The Office have the traditional or conventional workplace comedy pretty much covered. Better Off Ted takes the more over-the-top approach to making fun of huge corporations. What I love about this show is that while still being weird and having situations that don't make any sense and having things like talking meat or weaponized tomatoes, I don't remember exactly what it was, the show still has a lot of heart and it's still really clever and it's still sometimes a form of commentary about corporate culture. And of course, it's just stupidly funny. Happy Endings. Another show that was cancelled on me. I mean, what? What is it? Do I like the wrong things? Do TV executives just hate laughing? What? Happy Endings didn't really have a premise. It was just like the millions of other sitcoms out there about a group of people that seem to almost never be at work. But this show was also different. Different in that it was funny. But what do funny shows get, huh? They get cancelled. God damn it. I don't really have anything to say about the story in Happy Endings because there's hardly a story. It's just like any other sitcom, just stuff that happens to them. Like this guy meets a girl and they go on a date and the date goes wrong and, stuff like that. At some point they even make fun of themselves for pretty much being a ripoff of Friends. But the combination of really good writing and the very talented cast, something just works there. I was in tears pretty much every episode. The League. The League is a show about a bunch of guys playing fantasy football. That's it. Good comedies don't need a whole lot of premise. I will say it's probably a different brand of comedy from most sitcoms. If you're into stuff like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you'll probably be into this. The best thing about this show is the really good chemistry between the characters, just the back and forth between them. They don't actually have to make jokes for it to be funny. There is a certain focus on the characters themselves here, which is nice for a comedy, but yeah, just like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you'll either cry laughing or absolutely hate it. Louie. It's actually kind of weird calling this show a comedy. I mean, Louis C.K. is a comedian, but this show tends to get pretty tragic and dark. But if you like Louis C.K., it's also incredibly funny. I think that this is one of the most well-written shows out there, comedy or not. If you've watched Louis C.K.'s stand-up shows, you'll recognize a lot of the scenes from the show as the stories he tells on stage, which I thought was pretty cool to watch, but you also get a lot of content that isn't in the shows, which is pretty awesome. Louis C.K. plays a version of himself in this show, so you get a lot of the self-deprecating humor that is the Louis C.K. brand. The story tends to change pretty drastically from season to season, and there are episodes where it's not funny at all, but it's dramatic and sad and gives you a lot to think about. But usually it's also really funny. If you like Louis C.K., then you'll love this show and you've probably already watched it. Archer. My favorite animated show of all time. Yes, I personally like Archer more than I like South Park and Futurama and The Simpsons and Family Guy and BoJack Horseman. Don't get me wrong. All of these shows that I just mentioned are all brilliant and excellent and I recommend them and you should watch them all. I just love Archer more. The voice acting, the animation style, how insanely funny it is. I just love everything about this show. I've watched it and I've rewatched it and I'll watch it again. Archer is probably more than my favorite animated show. I'm pretty sure that it's my favorite comedy all around. There are some pretty strong contenders like Community or some of the other shows that I've mentioned here, but yeah, it's probably Archer. So as you can see, there is still plenty of room for 5 more awesome comedies that I love. There are so many great ones that I didn't include in this video. I guess I'll just have to make another one of these. This list was really just a few of them, but I want you to let me know what more specific discussions you want to have, like 5 awesome sketch comedy shows. Also, I want you to let me know what is the worst sitcom that you can remember, the worst, least funny show that you watched and you can remember. Let's get the discussion going in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And if you're finding Binge Watchers for the first time, welcome. I'd like to invite you to join the Binge Watchers community, where we're talking about TV every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with opinions, reviews, news, sketches, all kinds of great stuff, all for you fellow Binge Watchers and TV lovers. So you can go ahead and click that big subscribe button to join in on the fun, or you can check out any of the other videos on the channel. In any case, keep binging, and I'll see you next time.